See how well this works for a little while. Not bad. Pretty good reaction time. Not bad. 3-second lag. Yes, NPB. It is a new game. I seen this on let me drop that down a little bit. So, I seen this on Steam. If you haven't seen my Everlasting Summer playthrough, I actually loved playing that game so much because it was like a visual experience. It's like one of those like pick your own adventure kind of things. And I kind of want to get back into that one, but I seen this one. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play this too. And I've been doing Dark Souls a lot. I've done Minecraft a lot. I will do Minecraft tonight. Like after the stream, I will be hopping on Mystic MC. I've done a lot of stuff, so I want to do something different beyond what I've been doing recently. So, and I have a special place for visual novels. I used to read the Goosebumps books when I was a kid. So it's like, you know, turn to page 75 if you go down the dark hole. Turn to page, you know, 22 if you decide to stay above ground. I like that kind of stuff. So, and this is one of those things where it's a visual novel, kind of like that. At least that's what I get the impression of. I've seen the reviews. It's mostly positive. So, I'm going to give it a shot. I hate Baja Blast, but I'm getting a taste for it. I'm getting a taste for it. And waiting for more people to join. I want to make this like a group thing, so we can all, you know, go basically take it to where we want to take it. So I figure more people who join in on the fun, we can make this like a group experience. Make it fun, you know. So both in Discord and in Twitter, I have everything. So we do. Had to make sure I was in my own streaming chat. That'd be really bad. I'll be in like another person's streaming chat. That'd be a quick way to get banned and kicked and hated on, like, horribly. And there was a child abduction. People be going crazy these days. Alright. And give it another 30 seconds, get 5 minutes to the stream, and then we're going to start this, because I've waited about 3 days to play this game. And I kind of want to see how great it could possibly be, so I'm going to cut off the music here, turn back on the game music, which might be copyrighted. I didn't think about that, honestly. You know what? I'll put back my royalty-free music on, just to be safe. Because I don't want to ruin everything just because of all this. So, where did I leave off? There. It's going to be very faint in the background, so. What the heck, Lindsay? And maybe, just maybe it is. Anyways, we're gonna start this up, so. Unknown place full of faces that I can't identify. A tender smile directed at me. My lips say something that I cannot remember. I only know that it is different from silence. Then my vision gets covered by smoke. Part of me is incinerated. Not my body, but my soul. Something was lost, without hope of ever coming back. And yet, I don't have the slightest idea about what it was. I suddenly opened my eyes, completely confused. A strange dream forced me to wake up. I guess you could call it a nightmare, but it still doesn't feel right. It was different. Rather than a bad dream, I felt like I was watching a movie with characters, a climax, and an ending. However, there wasn't a beginning. Everything came out from nowhere, as if I had just missed the first act of the play. Sadly, just after waking up, I had already forgotten almost all of it. Only my confusion and interrupted sleep are evidence that it ever happened. It embarrasses me. It embarrassed me to confess it, but I was never good at remembering my dreams. I don't think hardly anyone really is, honestly, but anyway, there's no point in thinking about it anymore. After taking a couple of seconds to clear my mind, I lazily look at the clock. It says 6:58 in the morning. In just 2 minutes, the alarm will ring. Happens to me all the time. I then let out a sigh, feeling relieved at waking up. I really hate that sound, but it is a necessary evil if I want to get to college on time. Me for work. My apartment is completely silent and completely Picasso-esque. I'm the only resident, so if I want to hear some noise, I have to make it myself. Just a few months back, I lived with my parents, but I had to move when I got accepted into college. I don't really mind it, actually. It is very comfortable. And I keep in touch with my old friends thanks to the internet. Yes, internet. Without saying a word, I get prepared and go out to class. College is only one subway trip away. My face points into a wall. Also, hi, MegPig. How's it going? My parents are worried I'll never find a job, but at least I would like to try it just because I like it. However, I should say that soon after my classes started, I got slightly disappointed. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I thought we were going to draw all day and learn about anatomy, different styles of shading, and other fun things. So that sounds like they want to become an artist right off the bat. But it turns out there are plenty of theoretical classes like expressing our feelings, communication, history of the arts, and others. I don't regret it, but it is like a stain on your dreams. Anyway, I try not to think too much about it. Since the beginning, I knew it was going to be difficult, so a little more effort doesn't make much of a difference. Classes feel short today. I hear the teachers talk and take notes, like every other time, but I can't stop thinking about that dream. I think about it while looking at my necklace, shaped like a half a heart. I know somebody gave it to me long ago, but I can't remember who. This is why I look at it, because both are lost from my memory. If I make a big effort, it seems I can remember a little of it, but it's like looking at a blurry picture. No matter how much I look at it or from which angle, in the end I can't make sense out of it. It feels sour, but there is no other choice than to give up on it. By the time I had made out my mind, I had already arrived home. Without paying attention, I opened the door and put down my bag at the entrance. I never expect any visitors, so there is no need to be tidy. Then I turn on the computer, start watching an animated series. Anime. It may sound silly, I guess, but I like shows for kids quite a bit. Before I realize, it is already late. Lately, I feel days are much shorter, but I guess it's my own fault for having so many distractions. I should have dinner and call it a day. Hello? Hello, hello? I am ready to cook something when suddenly I hear the phone ringing. That's weird. I can't imagine who would it be at this hour except for those annoying credit card sellers. Credit card sellers in the middle of the night almost? Really? Good evening. Hi, Gary. Hello, Mom. I didn't expect you to call. I guess I'm Gary. Yes, I'm fine. Don't worry. Classes are going fine. Not exactly what I expected, but I liked them. Of course not. I'm taking good care of what I eat. Yes, I also clean every week. Dude, you need to clean a lot more than every freaking week if that's a trash bag. So far, I haven't made any friends, but the course had just started. Yes, Mom, I'll keep that in mind. Good night. Say hi to Dad for me. I sighed just after hanging up. I just moved, and it seems that they are already missing me. But there was no other choice. This college is just too far from home. I loudly yawned. Suddenly, I feel very tired. Because of that dream, I couldn't sleep properly. I think it's better for me to go to bed now. I turned off the lights and lay down, pulling the blankets up to my chest. I then stare at the ceiling for unknown minutes until my eyes finally close. Darkness guides me toward a deep dream. I leave this world, submerging into another. One that exists only for me and only inside of me. A place filled with eternal calmness, where no worry or problem exists unless I want it to do. I want it to do? That's weird. Or at least, that's how it should be. Surrounded by endless white, in front of me there is a woman showing me her back. Someone I had never seen before. Her hair is long and golden. She is unspeakably beautiful. Even without seeing her face, I could know it. Or rather, feel it. Just looking at her back makes my heart jump and leaves me breathless. Ow. It seems even like the air around her is filled with mysterious magic. It's not just a smell, but it's like an energy that makes everything it touches more beautiful. As if nothing less than perfection was allowed before her. And yet my ass was behind her. But who could such a person be? Why is she here? Hello? Asking my confusion, at the same time I extend a hand towards her, trying to get her attention, but of course she can't see me. Gary? Yes, that's my name. I pause and swallow some saliva. I'm very nervous for no reason. Okay. What is yours? The woman is slow to answer, as if she had forgotten her own name. Alice. I see where this is going. She finally said with a soft voice, "Don't you think it is a pretty name?" Well, yes. I feel stupid giving such a short answer, but then I remember there are far more important things to talk about. I stared deeply at her, still enchanted by her beauty. Alice? Yes? She answered, still showing her back at me. Why are you here? My heart stops for an instant after I say those words. I don't know the reason, if it was fear or anxiety, but without a doubt, I was expecting something big. Are you a part of my dream? I said after noticing she was taking too long to answer. She's doing it on purpose. I guess I am, or maybe you are a part of mine. Yeah, that's horrible. Her question left me incredulous. What did she mean by that? Confused, I'm gonna say. But I'm sorry, I don't get it. I said while taking a step towards her. She shakes her head in denial. Doesn't matter, we are in the same dream. This dream is yours, but also mine. Like a Mickey Mouse kind of girl. ... I can't say I fully understand what she meant. But even if we are in the same dream, someone must be the creator of this place, right? And in that case, you could say this dream would belong to that person. You forgot it so easily, Gary. You left me waiting all day, and the next day, and then the following one, until I had to come for you. Aren't you ashamed? My heart trembles after hearing those words. Suddenly, I feel chills run all over my spine. What is she talking about? I'm sorry, but I think you are mistaken me for someone else. I said shyly with a weak voice. I feel terribly guilty, but I had never seen her before in my life. She must be confusing me with someone else. That is, considering this isn't all just a weird dream. No, it is you who is confused.
I know perfectly who you are. Actually, I know more about you than you do.
After saying that, she suddenly shows me her hand, holding a necklace with the shape of half a heart. It's just like mine. The woman sounds slightly angry. Meanwhile, I couldn't be any more confused. My back feels cold, my hands are shaking, knees squeak, arms are heavy. I'm kidding. And my throat is dry. What are you saying? I finally mustered up the courage to grab her by the shoulder. No, it wasn't bravery. I was dead curious. I wanted to know what she meant. Alice turns around, but before I could see her face, she transforms into black smoke. The smoke slips between my fingers, dissipating until it disappears. For an instant, I could feel her warmth and softness. The same feeling of caressing a human hand. The hand of a woman. That sensation burns into my fingers, leaving me astonished. My mind is blank. I forget how to even breathe from the surprise. Who? What did I forget? I should be more interested in knowing who Alice is. But what really fills my mind is that question. It makes no sense. I suddenly groaned for no reason. I feel like my head just got stabbed. It's like if someone was hitting my skull from the inside, hanging my mind upside down until it drops all of my deepest memories. What did I forget? What could be so important? It is at that moment that I suddenly open my eyes. I take a deep breath, filling my lungs with air. Then I set my hand on my forehead, feeling it covered in sweat. I quickly search my necklace, finding it right where I left it. Then look at the clock. It is 2:20 in the morning. Still plenty of time before the sun comes out. And I lose my game. And there it is. I exhale, letting my anxiety go with my breath. This time I won't be able to sleep again. I'm sure of that. Well, maybe this is a good opportunity to have dinner at 2:20 in the morning. I say to myself jokingly, I'm not really hungry, but maybe eating something could distract me from that dream. I had just put my feet on the floor when suddenly I heard someone ringing the bell at the door. What the heck? That's what I was gonna say, damn it. Who the heck is ringing your doorbell at 2:20 in the morning? It ain't Pizza Hut. Can't imagine who it could be at this hour. I barely get visits in regular hours. I feel a chill run all over my spine. Not just down, not just up, but in circles and sideways and S's and... I wait a moment, hoping the visitor would get bored and leave, but after a while it seems that wasn't going to happen. Finally, I sighed, oh my god, words, exasperatedly, and resigned myself to go and see who it is. I love these visual novels, but when they use big words, it kills from all the atmosphere and everything that's drawn you into this novel. Stop using big words. God. I know the guy goes to college, but it doesn't have to sound like he's in college. As I walk towards the door, I can't stop thinking that this is too weird. I'm afraid. I would be lying to say otherwise, but unless I go and check it, I'll never know what's going on. I swallow my saliva, feeling it bitter when I'm in front of the door. My heart beats so fast that I can feel it in my throat. Then I take a deep breath and prepare to look through the peephole of the door. It is at that moment that I see a small envelope slide in front of the door, under the door. I almost jump from the shock when that happens. My eyes and mouth are open wide, showing my incredulity. Oh my god, I can't. Again, the third time now, big words. Third time. I quickly open the door, finding nothing but empty air in the surroundings. There are no footprints or any other evidence of someone being there, other than the envelope. If it wasn't for it, I would think I'm still dreaming. Only this dream, instead of being mysterious and calm, felt more like a horror story. An American Horror Story. Without second thought, I closed the door, making sure to lock it. I don't want any unwanted visitors tonight, or ever. I then fixed my sight on the envelope. It's made of ordinary paper and has no sender information. The only thing it says is that it is for me. I think before carefully opening it. Inside there's a single sheet of paper with a drawing made with crayons. It's not very good and seems to be made by a small child. Human figures made with sticks and circles that pretend to be a boy and a girl holding hands, right next to a heart. There's something written beside them. Gary and me. It's her, I murmured, my lips moving by themselves. My heart stops for an instant. I shake my head many times, unable to believe it. I can't believe what is in front of my own eyes. Ah? I'm just getting over the surprise when something else happens. I exclaim, confused, looking towards the kitchen. I just heard a glass breaking. I live alone, and I have no pets, and there is no wind. How is it possible? Did the glass just burst all by itself? Because that's what it looks like. I leave the envelope and quickly go to the kitchen to see what's happening. Once there, my face becomes pale and my body solid like stone, while my eyes look in disbelief at the glass shards on the floor. I almost faint at that moment. I don't know what to think. I don't feel safe anymore. I hold my breath for a couple of seconds until I notice a sheet of paper on the floor. I slowly get closer and pick it up, careful not to step on the shards. There's another child's drawing. I clicked too fast. I can't explain it, but seeing that drawn makes me anxious. I shake my head. I don't know what it was drawn, but okay. Rather, I think it is not a drawing itself, but how I found it and what makes it weird. There is something written on it. Why did it break? I didn't want it to. Even if things fall, they shouldn't break without my permission. Don't you think that's weird? I blink confused. My mind is blank. Dude, I'm confused too. What can I say at something like that? I'm reading an incomprehensible message that shouldn't even exist. Oh. I can go back. A cheerful one, but at the same time weird. Okay, that's what it said. Alright. However, I did not have much time to think about it. Suddenly, another noise calls my attention. This time it's the sound of the shower in the bathroom. Dude, you have ghosts. Get the hell out of there. I feel a chill move all over my spine. It S-shapes, up and down, in circles. Slowly crawling its way. Instantly, my body is covered in ice. I can't move a single finger. I'm frightened. The very idea that someone or something is inside my home, I'm supposed to be alone, makes me shake in fear. The sound continues for long seconds, then minutes, without any change. I simply ignore it, as if doing that was enough to make it go away. But no matter how long I wait, that never happens. In the end, I can only steel myself and go check it. I take a deep breath, filling my lungs with air, then slowly walk towards the bathroom, staring at the door before carefully opening it. Warm steam escapes from the room. My heart beats like a drum at every second. I beg there is nothing on the other side. And then what I find is just that. Nothing. The shower suddenly opened itself, pouring hot water without reason. It wouldn't be the first inexplicable thing tonight. I close my eyes and sigh, full of relief. However, this isn't over yet. I still need to find out what's going on. This is too much, just to leave it to my imagination. I close the water, seeing the shower stop. I stand there a few more seconds, trying to understand what's happening. But of course, I can't come with an answer. Then I rub my face in a gesture full of frustration. I'm losing my head. I sit quietly, talking to myself. Then I exhale, letting my anxiety go with breath. I think about going out or calling someone for company, but I have no one to ask for help. Remember, because he has no friends. His parents live miles away, and he has no friends yet, so... Oh, I feel bad for this guy already. And strangely, the idea of going out this night sounds even more terrifying. When I opened the door, I saw the hallway empty. It gave me the sensation that something scary was hiding in the shadows. I can't explain it, but I locked the door and wanted to stay like that. But it seems my home isn't safe either. I turn around thinking on going back to bed. The only thing I can do is wait for the sun to come out. The next night I have another experience like this, I'll move without second thoughts. Then suddenly I open my eyes wide, incredulous. I didn't realize before, but there was a drawing in the mirror. So someone had used a finger to clean the thin layer of steam on it. It's a ship sinking. There's also something written. Oh God. There are hundreds of paths, and all of them guide to the same end. I read it over and over without understanding what it means. Is it a message for me? Oh my God, I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. That's creepy. That's creepy, yo. My lips can't say a single word. The silence now feels oppressive. Huh? Hi. My heart shrinks as I think on how I live, how alone I am. As if I had been cut away from the world. Forsaken. However, things continue to happen. Things that shouldn't. I can't understand anything. I don't know what I can do. But my only hope is that the sun will turn all of this in nothing more than a bad dream. With that in mind, I walk to my room, but when I get there, I find there is another surprise waiting for me. What is this? I murmured, confused, while looking right at the sheep plush. It's in perfect conditions, as if it was new. Or maybe it is. There's no way to know. Next to the plush, there's a sheet of paper. Oh my God. I quietly get closer and pick it up. It has a drawing of a wolf made with crayons. It looks angry. There's something written too. I don't like wolves, but I'm surrounded by them. The only way to avoid them is by hiding. Again, an incomprehensible message, just like the fact that plushie appeared from nowhere. I don't know what to do. Honestly, I'd probably like be gone. I know he's scared of leaving his place, but honestly, my ass would be gone. After a few seconds, I grab the plushie with curiosity. It is very soft. It could easily be used as a pillow. Outside of that, there's nothing else worth saying. It doesn't appear to have anything weird. I don't know what I should do. Everything is so strange. It all began after that dream. I blink, confused, trying to come up with an answer. That's right, I forgot. This must all be the work of that woman, Alice. Her words come back to my mind. She said I had forgotten something. I don't think there could be a memory that could make sense of all of this. But even knowing that, it would be a lie to say I don't have an uncontrollable curiosity.
Gary?
I was lost in my mind when suddenly I heard someone whisper my name behind me. I jump surprised. My heart stops and my blood turns to ice. Ice baby. I instantly turn around by a reflex, finding something that simply shouldn't be there. It's a mirror! Oh, in front of my eyes, a huge mirror had appeared. Okay, so yeah, it's a mirror. It's even bigger than me, reflecting all of my body. I stare at my own reflex. My pot's in a... Oh my God. I cannot say big words tonight, and this is actually an easy one. Hypnotized by that image. As if it was the first time I had seen a mirror. Look at my reflex, copying my movements without mistake. Move my hands, my head, and legs. And the reflection does exactly the same. However, there is something special in that image. The person in the mirror is the right one, but the place where it is not the same. My room does not reflect in the mirror. Instead, the background belongs to another house, made of wood with the looks of being abandoned for many years. I simply can't talk. Not a single word comes to my mind and that can begin to describe the feeling of wonder, surprise, and insecurity that invades me at this moment. It's so incredible, so impossible, something out of a dream. That's why it is something I can't control or even understand. Is it even safe to be in the same room as that mirror? I don't know. However, I can't stop staring at it. Alright guys, first question here. Should we look at it closer or should we get out of here? What should we do? Do we look closer at it and see what happens? Or should we run? I kind of want to look closer at it, but I don't know. That's gonna be kind of weird. I mean, this guy has been freaking out the entire time. The envelope with the stuff, the glass breaking, the steam in the shower, and the plush. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on since that dream. Do we indulge the dream by looking it closer into the mirror? Or do we run out of there and potentially get grabbed by one of the shadows he sees that he thinks is like stalking the outside? I think I'm gonna look at closer. I think I'm gonna look at it closer. I don't see anyone say anything, so we look at it closer. Let's see. Enchanted by the mysterious presence of the mirror, I start to walk towards it. Before I knew it, I was standing right next to it. I blink while looking at it in silence. There's something incredible in it. Not just that, something beautiful too. Oh, there it is. There's something incredible. Not just that, something beautiful too. I don't think before extending a hand, touching the glass with the tip of my fingers. I feel like touching the surface of a frozen lake. I feel like I only need to press a little harder to get inside that mirror. Cross it as if I was jumping into a pool. Should I try it? Why not? Jump. I'm not aware of what I was thinking until my feet moved, and then it was already too late to stop. I opened my eyes, astonished at seeing what I was doing. Somebody planted an idea in my mind and I accepted it as mine. So easily, it was scary. Just seconds ago, I was frightened of that mirror. Now I was being consumed by it, falling deeper and deeper into an unknown place. I closed my eyes, now unable to see me fall. I wanted to scream, but no sound comes out from me. It's as if I was screaming in outer space, but there is no air here. No, I was wrong. It's not air, but water that surrounds me. I'm sinking, as if someone had chained an anchor to my leg. So fast, I confused it with falling. The sensation doesn't go away for many long seconds that seem eternal. I lose myself, falling from the world that belonged to another unknown one. Ah. It's like so common. Suddenly I opened my eyes, gasping. I'm going to say gasping with surprise at the same time I wake up, almost jumping. I was about to scream as if waking up from a nightmare. I would say it was just that if it wasn't for a single detail. I rubbed my forehead, finding small drops of sweat. Then I take a deep breath, closing my eyes for a moment. My heart still beats, anxious, but slowly it relaxes. When I open my eyes again, I realize I'm not in my room. I haven't woken up yet from the strange nightmare. Instead, I find myself in an old building made of wood. What is this place? I murmur, confused while looking around, ignoring how I got here. There doesn't seem to be anything strange with this place. I find myself in a dormitory. There are many beds around, all of them small and painted with bright colors. I think they belong to children. I scratch my head before standing up. Where am I? There is nobody here to listen to my questions, but curiosity is too much to stay quiet. I don't realize before, but the beds have names in them. Royer. I read aloud. With curiosity, I look at the others. Mary. Henry. Then I suddenly stop, opening my eyes wide, astonished. My heart jumps when I read the next name. Gary. What is this? I can't explain why it has my name. The only answer that comes from my mind is that someone was waiting for me and prepared it. But in that case, it is too small. I I shake my head confused and then I look at the bed next to it. In so little time, I'm hit by a new surprise that makes me tremble to the core. The name on it was crossed, but there was another one below it that I instantly recognized. Alice. It's her. Must be her who brought me here. I said with complete confidence. Hi, baby girl. Then I look down, trying to think on what to do next. Hi, you wanna join? You wanna join? Huh? Come on. Soon after, I rub my forehead, feeling quite stupid. First, I need to get out of here and then find a way back home. Of course, I said to myself, as if it was so easy. When I leave the bedroom, I arrive to a hallway that connects with 2 other doors. I guess more rooms, but some stairs that go down to the first floor. First, I try to open the doors without result. Soon, the only option I have left is to go down. At the end of the stairs, there is a door. Where I open it, I see what seems to be the living room. I step inside and then I look around with curiosity, discovering a double door. It's the exit. It has to be. I almost jump excited with that thought. But what happens would not last much. After looking at it closely, I realized something. The door was never going to open. There wasn't anything keeping it closed. I'm looking at a fake door. It's only a part of the wall disguised as a door. This can't be. I said after meaninglessly trying to open it. Then I shake my head. I'm wrong. This is very possible. After all, I'm inside another world. This is the world behind the mirror. I can't judge it with the same logic as mine. I shouldn't. I take a deep breath before letting out a long sigh. If I want to escape, I guess I should try it with the same mirror that got me in. Now the problem is finding it. Hang on. Yeah? You want one? My treat? My treat? Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Gary. Suddenly, I feel a chill. All of my body turns to ice when I hear someone call my name, whispering it with a creepy voice behind my back. I instantly turn around, finding a surprise how from nowhere, not 1, but 4 doors had appeared. What is going on? I said confused before getting closer. Each door has a name written: the Forest of Whispers, Trip to the Deep, the Kingdom of the Sun, and the Forgotten Castle. I read the names out loud, unable to remember ever hearing any of them. They are completely new to me. However, the mystery doesn't end there. 3 of the doors are open, but the last, the Forgotten Castle, is blocked by 3 big lock pads. I see where this is going. I'm never going to be able to break them. I said with resignation before sighing. The chains look very solid. But if there are locks, it's because they are protecting something. It can't just be a coincidence that they have 3 doors and 3 lock pads. There must be something valuable behind that door. I nod, convinced I am right. Then I stare at the open doors. Which one should I open first? Alright guys, number 2. Do you go to the Forest of Whispers? It says Whispers. Trip to the Deeps, or the Kingdom of the Sun? I got a feeling we're gonna do all 3 eventually, but where should we go first? Should we go to the Forest, the Deeps, or the Kingdom? Getting thirsty doing all this reading. Meg, I know you're here, Meg. Where should we go? I know you're here, I'm gonna pick on you. Kingdom of the Sun? Alright. We'll go on door number 3 first, then. Kingdom of the Sun. As prescribed by Meg Pig Pitbull. Suddenly I wake up with the sun hitting me in the face. I make a disgusted face at the same time I cover my eyes with one hand. My head is spinning. I feel completely lost. I can't even describe it, but I don't know where is up and where is down. I don't know if I'm standing or laying down, if I'm immobile or moving at a great speed. It should be simple. You wake up in your bed after a long dream. However, there is nothing simple about this awakening. It's like if I had fallen asleep in a maelstrom. Thankfully, I don't feel nausea, but thinking too much about it was starting to produce a little of it. I take a deep breath, trying to calm my mind. Then I force myself to open my eyes, not being prepared for what I would find. I couldn't even imagine where could I be, but I didn't want to wait anymore. It was then, when I finally opened my eyes, the sensation of confusion and nausea disappeared completely. It was sudden. They left me in just the time it took me to open my eyelids and see what was truly before me. Ah? I exclaimed confused, seeing that I am in what appears to be a park. I was sleeping placidly in the grass until the sun shone on my face. However, far from being comforting that confuses me even more, the park I am now is no any park. It looks very ordinary at plain sight. There are trees, benches for people to sit, a sandbox, slides and swings to play. Not only that, but there are also people. I can barely believe it. My heart jumps when I realize that. I open my mouth wide from the incredulity, holding my breath longer than I should. There's people around, but not human beings. At least they don't seem to be. It's hard for me to describe it. I blink as I think in the right words, never looking away from them. They appear to be mannequins, with a smiling metal mask on their faces. Nope. They don't seem to be made of wood. It's more like they are made with mist? As if they were ghost dolls. The clothes they are wearing is very different from the actual world. The dresses and suits more proper for a fairy tale. Some even wear a crown on top of their heads. They play and laugh with a frozen smile in their faces. Their voices are metallic, as if they were robots following a program, faking laughs. Just thinking about it sends chills to my spine. It is simply disturbing. They don't look dangerous, but the simple idea of something so strange, so unreal, shakes my very core. I turned to Elmer Fudd there for a second. My mind struggles to comprehend it, while my heart feels heavy with the anxiety. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? I can't stop making myself say that question. I simply can't accept what there is in front of my eyes. Everything this night has been strange, impressible, confusing, magical even. When that even compares to this place. Just here in the middle of the park, watching people have fun is enough for me to say this is a scenery of a deformed, unreal world. Creepy as crap girl? Hi, how's it going? Oh? Suddenly exclaimed a voice near me. I tremble from the surprise, turning instantly towards it. A feminine voice that has a creepy-ass mask. Well, what is the real one doing around here? Said one of the strange beings standing right next to me. Didn't realize when it appeared, but I'm not surprised since I was very distracted. He's wearing a mask with a big smile, more malicious and happy. Looked at my face from me from above. I almost jumped surprised from the impression. Then quickly stand up. What? Me? Nothing. Don't pay attention to me. Just ignore me. Was my poor answer, said so nervously that it would make a lie detector laugh. Curiously, she laughs too, covering the mouth of the mask with both hands for a second. How normal are you? She exclaimed before laughing again. I have no idea what she means. Normal? I repeated confused. The way she talks doesn't tell me if it is a good or bad thing. Yes. Normal. Something strange here. Strange. Non-existent, to be honest. But funny enough, it is still called normal. How can you call something normal if it doesn't exist here? Do you know? After saying that, the masked doll stares at me. I may not be able to see her eyes, but I can feel her piercing look. Suddenly, I feel a chill run down my spine. Aww. She exclaims impatient at the same time she tilts her head. Well, I guess it could be because at some point it was normal. The name stuck to it. I have no idea what I'm saying. I just say the first thing that crossed my mind. The masked doll takes a step back and then covers her face with both hands. Seeing her do that fills my heart with anxiety. I just don't know what to expect. Correct. It's exactly what happened. She then suddenly said, almost making me jump. I got scared at how excited she sounded. And she puts her hands together as she was praying. Well, since you answered my question, I'll answer one of yours. I blink. My lips move, but no sound comes from them. Questions I have plenty, but I don't know which one to make first. However, that wasn't necessary. This place is known as the Kingdom of the Sun, and what you see now are its inhabitants. They have no name, but as you can see, they are no human or animal. She said, talking with perfect calm, as if she could read my mind. I shiver after hearing her, then turn around to look at the strange being that continued playing, as if nothing else mattered. After a couple of seconds, I looked back at the masked doll. Why didn't you wait for me to ask the question? I blinked confused. I'm not angry, just curious. Because there was no need for it. All visitors ask the same. The masked doll takes a step closer, reducing the distance between the two. That makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. Since I don't have a name, I won't ask for yours. This place is weird. It's an unreal world, and for those very reasons, the inhabitants can't see anything that is real. They can't see you. They can't see me. I interrupt her with that question. Suddenly, I feel cold. It's not a chill. It's more as if someone has stolen all the heat from my body. That's a lot of heat. I feel a big hole in my heart, not knowing why. The masked doll shakes her head side to side. No, no one can do it, except for me, because I am very, very special. After saying that, she covers her lips with both of her hands and pretends to laugh. I don't know if she was trying to be funny, but it is uncomfortable for me. It's uncomfortable with me, too. She then fixes her eyes in me. I tremble, surprised. It makes no sense, but even while wearing a mask, I can tell what her expression is, or at least imagine it. However, there is another person here who can see you. The only person who can help you with your problems. After saying that, she plays with her fingers. Seems she can't remain still for a moment. I feel she does that only because she is in front of me. In other words, is toying with me. How did you know I have problems? Because you are a real one in a world where nothing is real. You don't belong here, and you will never do. A fish outside of the water has big problems. And you are that fish right now. After saying that, she pretends to laugh again. My heart instantly becomes heavy with anxiety. There is a part of me that understands what it means. In silence, I look away to see my surroundings one more time. It is impossible for me to feel at home at a world like this, no matter how much time passes. And honestly, I hope it is not much time. I would like to get out and go back to where I belong as soon as possible. I blink and look at her, who remains completely still as if she had suddenly turned to stone. I swallow saliva and try to ignore it. Well, who was the person you were talking about? The masked doll doesn't react. She remains perfectly immobile and in silent for long seconds that feel eternal. Then suddenly makes a reverence to me. But they move so sudden I tremble from the impression. He is the king of this world, of course. He knows all you need to. Although I must warn you to be careful. He's not particularly kind to the real ones. After saying that, she goes quiet and immobile again. I wait for her to say something more, to point out where I have to go or give me another clue. But my wait is in vain. Confused, I touched her in the shoulder with my index finger. Once again, I expect her to make a sudden move, but it doesn't happen. Even when I shake her, she doesn't react again, as if she was a toy which ran out of battery. Finally, I get bored of shaking her, realizing she won't move again. Now the only thing left is to confirm her words. Carefully, I walk towards the group of what seem to be children playing in the park. My heart beats, overflowing with anxiety as I await some kind of reaction. Nothing happens, like Magikarp splash. Then I swallow saliva, feeling it particularly bitter. Hi, how are you? Just saying that was incredibly hard. I expect them to turn on me at any moment and say something, even being seen as an invader. However, none of those things notice. None of those things happen, sorry. The only thing there is silence. Hello? I said louder, finding the same result. Quickly my fear dies, being replaced by frustration and anxiety. They really can't see me, right? I murmured with a low voice and annoyance. Then I think about touching one of them. I extended my hand to a closer kid who calmly plays in the sand. My fingers get closer slowly, expecting to feel a cold material. However, I stop before touching it. I'm not brave enough to do it. It's better for me to leave things as they are for now. I sigh again before looking around. I didn't realize before, but at the distance there is a golden and white castle in the highest part of the city. I see the park one last time, convincing myself that nothing good will come out of staying here more time here. Then begin my travel to the castle at the distance. Moving results much easier than I expected. There's a road with yellow stairs that lead to the castle. Impossible to miss them. Follow the yellow brick road. The way is unspeakably long. However, no matter how much time passes or how many steps I go up, I never feel tired. I'm not thirsty nor sweat under the sun. Dude, I am thirsty as crap right now. It ran out. I'm always relaxed and full of energy, at least physically. My mind, on the other hand, is an incomprehensible chaos. As I ascend to watch the inhabitants of the place, the children sing or run without end, recognized only by their smaller size. Adults, meanwhile, work hanging clothes on the roof, cleaning the streets, or in buildings from which smoke comes out. Those are the typical things one would imagine from a town. However, far from seeming normal, I see them as disturbing. They feel too artificial. There's no life in them. They don't do it with a purpose or because they like it. It's more like they are puppets forced to represent the everyday life of an imaginary town, without a single touch of reality in it. In other words, everything is painfully fake. The children aren't having fun. The adults don't need to work or wear clothes. If the streets were dirty, no one would care. It's all simply a lie. Not only that, but there is another detail that makes it even more uncomfortable. The city they live in is almost ruined. Many of the buildings have fallen down, and those still standing are full of cracks. It seems the city has been a long time without proper maintenance, letting the buildings to age until they crumble in pieces. They don't seem to care in the slightest. Not even that. Simply, there isn't a problem. They're artificial minds. I go with my heart turning heavier than lead, and shake my head to forget about it. Set my sight to the front. I still have many steps to go up, hundreds of them more. I just try to look to the front without paying attention to them. At least what the masked doll said before seems to be true. They can't see me. I'm John Cena. By the time I finally reached the castle, the sun was setting. In the entrance, there is a pair of guards with long spears. Really? They are just for show. It is impossible any of the puppets would try to enter. They have no will of their own. And in my case, they simply can't see me, so it would be the same as if they weren't there. I doubt for a moment, looking at them deeply to confirm with supposition. I steel myself and manage to touch the mask on one of them. Nothing happens. It doesn't tremble or even acts confused. The guard remains still as a statue. I sight and then decide to keep going forward. I guess sigh. At the entrance, there is a red carpeted with golden edges. As I walk through the hallway, I see numerous paintings, sculptures, and vases, along many times of furniture. For sure, they must have been very beautiful. I'm talking in the past because in the present day they are ruined. Many of them are broken, worn down, and colorless, as if the whole city had countless years abandoned. It slowly turns to dust without anyone noticing. Something else that calls my attention is that there are no doors. With the exception of the entrance in the hallway, I don't see any clue of being other rooms in the castle. It has a huge size, and they use only a small part of it. I shake my head, not knowing what to think about it. Anyway, the king shouldn't be far. I continue walking until I find before another big door, along with a pair of useless guards that completely ignore me. Kind of like, I want to say World of Warcraft's guards, honestly. Once they added flying in Azeroth, it was just like BS for them to even have guards. You just like fly in, you know, especially the human city. You just fly into the king's area and just run up there and be like, hey, what's up? Bam. Easy raids. This time I don't stop to watch them. I just ignore them back and keep moving forward. As I remember what the masked doll said to me, the king is the only one who can see me, and the only one who can help me. That doesn't mean he will. Nope. There is a chance he will be disgusted by my presence. But that I can't know until I talk with him. Finally, I arrive to the throne room. A room very big with a second floor where dozens of puppets look down. I know they can't see me. They don't even move, so it would be more appropriate to say there isn't a life in them. They are just furniture. But knowing that dozens of masks with different expressions, all of them artificial, stare deeply at me sends shivers to my spine. I gulp while my heart beats anxiously. This is not the time to doubt. I'm just a few steps from my destination. I cross the red curtain that hangs between me and the throne, not knowing what to expect. In my mind, the images of different kings come to mind. An old man with a long white beard, with plenty of wisdom. A puppet just like the others, just with a gold crown. Or even an empty room, the king being nothing but a symbol. What I didn't imagine, however, was what I found. Ah? Exclaimed a young, scared boy when he notices my presence. He is not a puppet, but a human, just like me. He wears a red cloak and a cardboard golden crown, as if it was just a toy. More than a king, it seems someone who plays to be one, but that feels fitting for this world of farces. Who are you? How did you come to this place? I look at him for a couple of seconds before looking down. I don't know if I should kneel before a king or simply speak to him like any other normal person. He's playing king and has all these puppets. I don't know if speaking naturally would be a smart thing, especially if I'm going to ask a favor from him. I think kneeling would be a really good option. What do you mean it's not working? Everything looks good. Let me double check. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh my god, chat's gonna come up one at a time. Okay. I have it on super like ultra latency. So it's like a 3-second wait from what I see in chat and responding till it reaches you. So this is probably the most live I've ever been. But it works good on a visual novel. But let's see. I could probably close Discord and make it a little bit easier on my computer. There we go. Okay, it's working. Awesome, awesome. All right, Maggie. But yeah, like I was saying. So this kid is the king of this puppet world. So he has the thing. He had the makeshift crown. And he's the only one who might be able to help this fish out of the water. So I'm thinking of kneeling. But if I kneel, he might seem like he's over important. We're a college-aged kid, like a college-age student. So if I speak with him naturally, that might piss him off because I'm looking down on him. I think I... Oh, God. I think we should kneel. I think we should bend the knee. I'm gonna say this kid is Daenerys, and I'm gonna bend the knee to him. Before my eyes, he is just a kid. However, something isn't right here. The way he looks at me is not proper for a child. Somehow it seems the illusion of being a ruler went up his head. Instead of looking at me as an equal or with respect to someone older, he looks down on me as if I was a pest. No matter how much I hate it, I should play along with him, at least for now. So I kneel slowly, lowering my head with respect. My name is Gary, and well, actually, I'm not sure how I got here. It may sound ridiculous, but I simply woke up in this place. I speak as naturally as I can, being respectful more than flattering. The kid stares at me in silence for what seems endless seconds, with a face that says he doesn't know what to think of me. He isn't angry or happy at my presence, at least not completely. It's more like he is curious about me. Did someone else come with you? He asked without even presenting himself before. Seems like he still had to learn manners, but I can't blame him. He has lived alone for as long as his fantasy kingdom existed. Answer! He then added, impatient. I don't like the way he looks at me at all. My heart becomes heavy, noticing something was wrong. I force myself to show respect, finding none in return. No, I am alone. I pause after saying that and then look up to his eyes. Could the king present himself before this visitor? I say it in such a way it seems to be an honor to learn his name, or at least that is my intention. I have no experience talking with the king. Henry the First, monarch of the Golden Sun. The child presenting himself, talking with no such pride it almost stinks. Then he turns to look at me with piercing eyes, waiting for some sort of praise from me. A beautiful title, my lord, I said to avoid falling silent. Now it is clear to me that he isn't a normal child. He was brainwashed with the title of king. Then I remember something very important. The master doll told me that he could help me. King Henry, if you allow the question, do you know some way to leave this world? I don't wish to be a bother for too long. I feel disgust at my own behavior, but it doesn't look like I have other options. I'm afraid he might order the puppets to attack me if I make him angry. Every second that passes is too long. After hearing him, I can't help but think he needs a good spanking to correct his tone. Yeah, buddy. But you are right. I do know the exit. There is a well where images of other worlds reflect. However, it is blocked. I order it to be so that no reals can enter the kingdom of the sun. After saying that, Henry stares at me full of disdain, sharp as a blade. I don't know how you came here, but it seems it wasn't from there. I blink confused, then I nod in silence. No, I just woke up in the middle of a park, you jerk. I know how I entered, but it wasn't by the well. That I can assure you. Well, it hasn't been precisely the nicest conversation, but I got to admit it was useful. At least now I knew what I had to do to get out. Once again, I lowered my head with respect. My king, I have a petition. If you'd open the well so I can go back to where I belong. That way I wouldn't bother you anymore. From my point of view, it is a very tempting offer, but seems Henry isn't convinced about it. He stares deeply at me while thinking, until he finally speaks. No. If I do that, more real ones could enter. That would be our end. The well most remains sealed. Even more, I order my guards to redouble the vigilance. The coldness and selfishness of his words leave me out of breath. My face became pale from the incredulity. It should have been easy, and yet he opted for that. As for you, Gary, you will be arrested until I find a safe way to expulse you from our world. I can't believe what he says. I'm cold. I sweat in fear, shocked by everything going on, and how easily he says it. Guards! A couple of puppets with swords answer his call. They appear behind me so fast it feels like they have been created out of thin air. Take him away. Henry points at me with his index finger. The puppets don't doubt and grab my arms and pull me away from his presence. It's weird. It seems they can see me now, or maybe they always could, and simply decided to ignore me. But after being ordered, they couldn't ignore me anymore. In any case, I have no time to think about it. The surprise, anger, and frustration fill my mind, leaving no room for anything else. I don't even bother to struggle. They are armed and their grip is so hard it hurts. They drag me back all the hallway to the exit. Once outside the castle, they force me to walk to the town. Walk down the stairs for unknown seconds, cursing my mind during each one of them. Frickin' brat. I'm not in the best mood, nor I should be, until finally they open the door of a building that looks about to fall down. I have no other choice but to enter. I'm streaming. I told you I was going to be. Slam. And this is why it's hard for me to stream anymore. Inside there is a big number of cells. Curiously, some of them have puppets inside them, remaining perfectly still as if some were just furniture. Actually, that is exactly what they are. For this prison, to serve its purpose, it needs prisoners, even if they are just symbolic. They could open the doors and not a single one of them would escape. The puppets open an empty cell, and they push me inside, closing it instantly with a big key. It's a typical cell used in fairy tales, with iron bars and a huge lock. They say nothing before abandoning me in there. I don't say a word either. There is no reason to. They clearly can't hear me. The only thing I do is sigh, just before kicking the door out of frustration. Then I rub my face, trying to calm down. What can I do in this place? I feel completely useless. I'm under the impression that Henry will forget about me in a moment. I'm out of his sight. And escaping sounds like a very far away dream. The walls are solid and the bars thick. The key is very far from my reach. Once again I sigh, feeling my life escape from my breath. I made a mistake. There's actually one thing I can do. I sit on a corner and close my eyes, feeling pity of myself. That is all. It's the only thing I have left. It is really pathetic, but I got nothing. There's nobody here, not a single soul in the prison. I have no one to talk or ways to get out, or anyone who would come to rescue me. Not even a single thing to do in this empty cell. There isn't even a place to sit other than the floor. It tears my heart just thinking about it, that I'll be here forever. My real fear is being forgotten in this place. I sigh in silence, feeling sorry for myself. Then I look up for no other reason than to get comfortable. Suddenly I blink with curiosity. I exclaim, confused, when I see something inside a crack. With curiosity, I get close to it. I stick my fingers inside the crack and pull out a folded paper. Oh, this chick, I swear to God. My heart beats excited, just because this could be the last surprise of my life. I unfold the paper, seeing that there is something written on it. Without wasting a second, I start to read it. Blank. Oh. A radiant smile. A long time ago in a faraway kingdom, there was a kid who always smiled. Even when it rained or it was cold, that didn't stop him. Everyone around him were envious, but more than anything felt disgust. Such a happy kid. Being so happy should be a sin, they thought. That's why every day all the other kids and even the adults bothered him, repeating the same complaints and mocks and even punishing him for no reason in hopes of ruining his good mood. God, these people are dicks. But none of that bothered him. He was like the sun, shined with his own light, with a warmth that was born from inside him without the need of anyone else. A sun that the moon and all other stars envied for having such more light than all of them together. They wanted to put out his light, darken him to make him like themselves. But in the end, all of his efforts were in vain. The more they pressed the kid, the more intensely he smiled. His smile shined. So intensely, so warm and comforting, like no other star that could exist. After long years, the kid finally realized something. He didn't belong to that place where everyone lived on complaint and anguish. No, he belonged to the other place, one high on the sky, very far above them. Decided he one day, extended his hands to the sky, looking directly to the sun. Without saying a single word, the light and warmth that accompanied him became more and more intense. The white light made impossible to see anything, and the heat melted and transformed the world around him, until he found himself in another world, one where everyone was his friend, one where everyone smiled like him, where everyone thought like him and could live happy forever after. My God, people were dicks to him, and this guy... Oh my God, that's what's happening here. The king is the kid in the story, and he literally used the warmth of his happiness to kill everybody and turn them into puppets. What a happy story that was. I sighed and closed my eyes, then I opened them again with an empty look. I do it just by reflex. There's nothing more to see in this place. The walls are as boring as I imagined. Baby girl. Baby girl. Come here. Jeez, why are you crying? I'm right here. I'm right here. The only slightly interesting thing to see is the patterns and the cracked shape, but interest quickly dies. I let the time pass meaninglessly, not even bothering to count the seconds. It makes no sense to do it. I just stared at the ground immobile, as if I was a toy without batteries. Suddenly I feel a huge desire to cry. I feel awful. It hasn't been even a day and I already can't stand this place. But I hold it, fearing that if I do it, I'll lose the last sliver of my will. I close my eyes and sigh, trying to imagine something. After long seconds, nothing comes to my mind, at least nothing I haven't thought before. The same questions. Where am I? Who is Alice? What will happen to me? I repeat them so many times inside my head that I ran out of answers for them. I used them all. I finally opened my eyes, full of resignation. I feel ashamed of how poor is my imagination. Being like this, I think it will take me less than a week to lose my sanity. And one more week for me to become one of those immobile puppets, lifeless, playing a farce for all eternity. It makes no sense, but I can't help but think about it. I blink before tilting my head. I take a breath in silence with my mind blank. And it is then that I see it. My eyes suddenly fix on it, staring at it as if it was something wonderful. I look with surprise and thankful to a simple stone in the floor of the prison. Without doubting, I stand up and pick it up. I put it to my eyes level, looking at it from the very angle. There's nothing special about it except for the place I found it. Without knowing why, at that moment a spark lights on my mind. My imagination suddenly awakens, an unstoppable river of inspiration, all just by looking at an insignificant stone. Acting by pure instinct, I get closer to one of the walls, then draw a line on it with a stone. Before a white line had appeared that seemed to be accompanied by many others. My hand moves as if nothing could stop it, drawing one thing I couldn't take away from my mind. As I draw everything I said before is turned upside down. I no longer care about the time nor feel frustrated. Even less, I'm afraid of losing my mind. It is all the opposite. I am completely submerged in what I am doing, never before feeling as lucid as now. My hand guides me, doing every stroke as clean as possible, ignoring everything else, until finally my work is done. It is a picture of a woman of great beauty that I can barely remember. The only thing missing is for me to give it a name. Only one name could be right. Alice. Oh, it is quite pretty. I almost jump surprised when out of nowhere I hear a familiar voice speak. I instantly turn to that direction, finding the masked doll who looks deeply at me. She tilts her head and fakes to laugh in silence. You have talent. Now I couldn't draw something like that no matter how hard I tried. I just don't have what it takes. It's nothing. To be honest, if I had better tools, I could have done a much better work. After saying that, I walked towards her until we are a step apart, looking at her from behind the bars. What are you doing here? It's not like I'm not thankful to see her, but without a doubt it is weird. I really didn't imagine anyone would remember me. She covers the mask's mouth, pretends to laugh. Suddenly a chill runs down my spine. I had forgotten how weird she was. What am I doing? I'm talking with you. She tilts her head and playfully waves her hands. Now, if you mean the reason why I'm here, that's because I am very special. I make an annoyed face. What is that supposed to mean? The masked doll tilts her head again and covers her mouth with one hand, faking curiosity. What is it supposed to mean to be special? I narrow my eyes, disgusted by that answer. However, then I start to think about it. That you are different, I guess. Usually special is how you can call something unique. To be honest, I had never bothered to think what it means. It's a word we use so often without truly understanding it. Then she moves her index finger side to side in denial. Incomplete. Special is more than just different. It also has to be something positive, something good. Being unique does not mean you are the best. But being called special is the same as saying you are uniquely good at something. In other words, there is something valuable that only you can do. Being like that, isn't it pretty to be special? Okay. I said tired before sighing. She really talks a lot. She's really weird, but the more I hear from her, I can't stop thinking that what makes her special is that she actually has a soul. She's really unique between the puppets. And with all of this, what do you want me to tell? What do you want to tell me? Eh? She exclaimed, confused, before scratching her head. Nothing. Actually, it doesn't have any purpose, but I thought it was fun. I sigh again, annoyed. My mind instantly goes blank. I guess I should have expected something like that. What is strange is that later she later smile. It is stupid. I am sure most people wouldn't be patient enough for a conversation like that. But there is something that makes it strangely fun. I believe for a simple fact of being so worried. Well, now that I've heard you, can I ask you a favor? I said with a clear objective in mind. She claps full of enthusiasm. Of course, it's only fair, or I think so. Could you get me out of here? She tilts her head and thinks about it in silence. Suddenly I feel as if someone stabbed my heart with an ice knife. I can anticipate something bad. Let you out? My. I guess maybe that is in my power. But don't you think it would be better for you to get out by yourself? My face goes pale when I hear her say that. My heart turns to stone from the anxiety. I look down and sigh, trying to keep calm. I would love to, but I can't do it. A simple human can't break the bars or reach the key. I am trapped, I said, feeling hopeless. Then she shakes her head and shrugs, indifferent. Why can't you do it? Have you thought about it? Once again, she answers with the questions. I must say, I'm not in the mood to reflect about life. I only want to escape, not just from the cell, but from this world. Because I'm not strong enough, and the key is too far to pick it up. After saying that, I close my eyes and sigh again. For a second, my inside feels empty and cold, as if I had become hollowed. She takes a finger to the mask's lips, doing a pensive gesture. However, soon later pretends to laugh. And that is a problem? You are a real one. Those steel bars shouldn't mean anything to you. Ah? Hearing her answer instantly moves something inside of me. Suddenly, the hopelessness in my shoulders crumbles like sand. What do you mean? I blink confused while staring at her. The masked doll collapsed a couple of times. Then she grabs the bars, making the gesture of trying to bend them with all of her might. Of course, it's just an act. The real and unreal are very different things. For anyone from this world, these bars would be a barrier impossible to surpass. But you also are very special. I mean, I don't remember a single time something imaginary managed to stop something real. Not because you desire it strongly, you can't stop gravity. Not because it is fair, things will come out as you desire. She then tilts her head and crosses her arms in a gesture I can't understand. Or rather hugs herself in a gesture full of affection. Isn't it beautiful to be very special? We two are very special. I open my eyes wide in surprise. My lips move, wanting to speak, but I have no words. She basically revealed that I could escape in any moment, and it is only because I never tried that I was still trapped. But there is something more. She is without a doubt different. It's impossible she is one of the puppets. She can't be. The puppets are toys. They have no mind or nor soul. They just pretend to have a life, imitating what a person would do in their position. The keys play and the adults work. The kids, probably. The kids play, the adults work, and the guards keep watch. They do it all so artificially that in plain sight, one can notice that they don't care about it at all. They aren't anything more than a winded-up toy. However, this masked doll is nothing like them. She acts with free will, shows curiosity, interest, and knowledge. What are you thinking? Did something about it paralyze you from the shame? She pretends to laugh, covering her lips. Doesn't emit a single sound. It's just a gesture. The kind still can help you escape. He just needs you to... Probably the king. It's starting to get a little weird with the English. He just needs you to convince him to do it. I was saying that I see she turns around, preparing to leave suddenly without even saying a word. Wait, I said before I realized while staring at her. She doesn't turn around, but does stop, curious to hear what I had to say. I kind of know who she is, though. But we're gonna actually save it there. So we're gonna save that one. I don't want to do too much of this game too quickly, so I'm gonna put this on pause, and we'll pick this up. I have an idea what we're gonna do with this channel from here on, because YouTube has made a lot of changes, and it really sucks. So, some things will be changing for the channel. I'll have an update video about the changes, and also have a couple other things coming out here. I'm finishing up the start of the Pokefind series, so that's coming out here very soon. So look forward to it. And oh god, I got myself trapped and thrown in prison. That's great. But thanks guys so much for watching. Thanks for joining the stream. It's a bit short, but I'm trying not to do too long of streams too. So, but I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next stream, video, Discord. Oh, speaking of Discords, in Discord, every so often I'm gonna be going into Discord, and I'll have myself available for about 30 minutes to an hour just to talk with you guys. So I'll do an at everyone in Discord to let you know that, hey, I'm in general chat, come join, let's hang out. So kind of my way of talking to you guys directly besides streaming, because streaming is good, but I want to try to get as much interaction, because that's something that I feel that people don't do these days with our YouTube channels. They don't do interaction with other people. They don't like to... I mean, there's really big channels out there, so I can understand this. But one of the blessings of being a small channel is I get to interact with you guys. I get to play games with you guys. You know, I get to do all kinds of things that you know, people like Markiplier, PewDiePie, those guys, they can't do it because they just have too many people. So I want to take advantage of our small size and, you know, hang out with you guys. So join the Discord channel. I believe the link, so the link to join Discord is in the description. So go ahead and join that. And I'm going to try to do it about 3 or 4 times a week. I already did it earlier this week. I'll probably do it tomorrow night before the stream or after the stream, depending on how fast I get home. And as far as tomorrow night's stream, I'm going to try to do CSGO. So either CSGO or H1Z1. Those are the two that I'm feeling out, because I want to do a first-person shooter. Because we did Friday the 13th. We done Dark Souls last night. I'm going to try to change the game up every night that I stream. So keep it interesting for you guys. Alright? But again, guys, thanks for watching. Please leave that like. Or if you're new to the channel, subscribe. But stay awesome. Bye-bye.